Hello, and as always, I thank you for coming to my TV show, Tell It Like It Is. And I'm Morris Man, and my co-host is
Joseph Spencer.
Joe. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine, and you?
That's good. We're going to tackle kind of a fun topic today that is going to make people laugh, and that topic is dumb reality shows. Now, what I wanted to originally call this show was this, but I was told by my production assistant that couldn't use that second word, so we're just going to leave it as dumb reality shows. What do you think of these shows, Joe?
Myself personally, I watch some of them.
Okay.
And the reason I watch them is because I could leave them and go and walk around the house and do something else. And then when I come back, I know what's what happened, without really listening to it or seeing it.
It's so repetitious.
It's repetitious, yeah.
And the problem I have with them, because I try my best not to watch any, but sometimes a few get snuck through me or
Yeah.
snuck past me. But I really don't watch them for the reason of exploitation. I mean, these particular shows have a tendency to exploit the uneducated and the unaware.
Yeah.
And I find no entertainment in watching stupid people get duped. I just really don't. I mean, maybe everybody else is a little different from me, but I don't like to see people that already have a disadvantage in life being taken advantage of even more. But that's what the majority of those shows to me do.
Well, that's what the world's about.
Yeah, and then it's just worse. I mean, now it's on TV, and it's like, now I got to see this garbage on TV. I see it in real life at times.
They say it gives the ordinary man a voice,
A voice of ignorance. And it's like, in that case, we need to keep quiet, Because here's the funny part. It's supposed to be quote-unquote reality show.
Yeah.
It's not reality, it's scripted. And I give you a good example. Remember Sylvester Stallone's ex-wife, the tall blonde woman?
Yeah.
She supposedly had a thing with crispy fried Flavor Flav.
Flavor, yeah.
And people say, why you talking about Flav? Everybody talk about Flav. But anyway, they supposedly had this thing going on back and forth, and she was living with a guy, and he was coming to confess his love to her. And the camera crew was with Flavor Flav. They walking on their way to her house.
Yeah.
And then when they get to her house, an edit cut. You see them at the door, then next thing you know, you see her on the other side of the door waiting for him to knock, which indicate there's a cameraman behind her because we see her.
Right.
So they actually stopped and then put another camera in the room in her house.
Right.
That's not reality, people. That's called scripted viewing, and people don't get that. It's like, this is just not something that just unfolds naturally, because that's kind of the true definition of reality. This is carefully scripted garbage.
It's scripted garbage.
Yeah,
It really
carefully
is.
scripted garbage.
And the white chick, she must be making the Vikings turn over in her grave. Their grave. Maybe she started dating Flavor because he wore horns on that horn hat.
Well, I always kind of thought her name was Bridget Nielsen. She was
Okay.
just an attention whore. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's basically what it is. She
watched-
latched on to Stallone,
Yeah.
and then that other football player, I think, that died, or
Yeah.
Fredo or whatever. So, I mean, she's just one of the people that have no talent and rags on the backs of others.
There's a perversion about a lot of people who have no place to go but to go watch a baseball game and stuff. They can go sit in somebody else's house, see this big, beautiful house and pick out little thing on these terribly filthy, wealthy people. You can see their cars, their clothes, their sexual habits and stuff. It gives them a chance to look into a world that they will never be a part of.
Well, I would agree, and
Yeah.
they should have a show something similar to this. I'm an average guy that wants to experience or see, how the other people live, and they take a group of people that are just regular people, and they don't, exploit them and just show them. I would find that educating and entertaining. Then let's go get some stupid people and make them look bad, and that's what they do. I mean, again, my heart goes out to people that already have a disadvantage in
Yeah.
life. And as if they don't have enough on their plate, here come these other people that's going to exploit them and make money off of them.
Real money off of them.
I'm
Real.
like, at least cut these people in on some of the money.
Some of them,
And what I found out was they don't even do that.
no, they don't.
They just cover room and board to get back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then they make them sign a release form so
Yeah.
they can keep their mouth closed.
And they're excited about riding in a limousine
Yeah.
and driving up to the studio.
Yeah.
I peeped the whole game years ago. I remember I was watching TV and they were talking, it must have been 15, 20 years ago, and they were talking about how popular these shows would become.
That's because, and that's a good point, and this is a good time to interject this. That's because most of us don't realize how much the marketing forces stuff down our throats, and we eventually accept it. I give you a good example. You went to a nightclub and you hear a song that you've heard on the radio that you hate. A month later, you kind of like it because you've heard it 5,000
5 million
times.
times, yeah.
It's like they keep pushing it,
Yeah.
and keep pushing it until you say, okay, I'm used to it now and I kind of like it. You know, and that's kind of the same thing with the reality shows that, you know, they keep pushing them and now they quote unquote the new thing. And it's like, this is just some garbage. You
Yeah.
know, I don't care how you want to package it, it's some garbage.
Yeah.
And there's some people that actually believe that this stuff is true. Like the New York episode or the New York TV show, which started after the Flavor Flav and the Bridget Nielsen, because Flavor, I think, would start messing with her or dating the woman called New York. And they gave her her own show.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here
I
saying to
remember,
myself, okay, the premise of the show is throughout the episode, she's supposed to in search of her love.
Right.
And she eventually supposedly found this guy. And I'm saying to myself, they're not going to get married. They're not going to get together because they do. There won't be season 2. So I just knew that they were going to write in some garbage that they were not going to get together. Sure enough, you know, she was supposedly game to marry this guy, and he's sitting there, I ain't going to marry you because you disrespected my mama.
Yeah.
Season 2, you know, I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, you know.
Yeah, and her mother was her pimp.
Yeah.
Her mother was her pimp and helped her. Oh, look, it was just strange.
It was stupid.
It was strangely. It was strange to me that this both of the women had weave, too much makeup,
Oh, yeah.
clothes that didn't fit them.
Oh, yeah.
They looked like transvestites.
They look like tramps. And I hate to say that, to, you know, towards my black women, some of them be, but they look like tramps. And that's another thing that made me upset, that not only they exploit them, but they just stereotype them and make them look bad, you know? Most black women don't carry on like that.
No, they don't.
Most black men don't carry on like that.
No, they don't.
So,
and then they had these little white boys who was supposedly was interested in her.
okay, right. Those guys was no more interested in her than we were interested
Well,
in her.
they basically were street guys.
Yeah, and they were young actors trying to get a break, you know?
I didn't think of that. You know?
Yeah, the majority of these are want to be actors. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have a problem with a show like that when it's been acknowledged that this is just a show that's scripted and it's more or less entertainment.
Yeah.
Don't take it seriously.
And what does she have to offer? I mean,
Season 3.
what did she have to offer to be on television?
She
Except
just-
for the products, the hair and the clothes.
Well, she was just a character that they exploited for a moment, and then they pushed her out to the side, and then they found another fool.
Yeah.
You know, again, I have issues with the media making fool of people, regardless of you being black or white. You know, I just don't like it. I just think
Do
it's.
you think she got paid?
Well, she was being paid for the show.
Oh, okay.
You know, and she had her ride, and then after
Yeah.
her season was over, season 2, it's time to find another fool, another court gesture. And we've been court jesters for decades, or centuries.
Yeah.
And it's like, when is this nonsense going to stop?
Well, you have the Kardashians too. I don't understand a family with all that money and prestige. I mean, and it's still on. It's an ongoing thing.
That's because a lot of us are weak-minded. You know, we will accept garbage, and we think it's okay. You know, keeping up with the Kardashians. I could care less about them. I don't know them. I'm trying to keep up with me and my family and the people I know.
They don't sit down at your table. You
Right.
can't knock on their door and go, well, I feel bad and I need to talk to you. I don't understand that.
Well, I don't understand it either, other than, you know, people are easily manipulated in this society these days, and we'll accept garbage. You know, I mean, I can understand the teenagers, because I always cut the young folks breaks simply for this reason. They're still developing.
They're still developing,
When
yeah.
you get my age or Joe age, and you still carrying on like this, something ain't right with you.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess it went all the way back to the Bathsheba days and stuff, when she went down the street with all her glory and men carrying her, and she dripping in gold. And Bathsheba and the other queens of that era. It's been going on for a long
Oh
time.
yeah, it's changed form, but it's still what it is, and it's exploitation.
It's exploitation.
Because I mean, you know, again, these shows are insults to anybody that's intelligent, and some people just they think it's. And I hear this word like it's entertaining. You know what's also entertaining? Picking up a good book and learning something.
learning something.
You know,
Going
that's
to
more entertaining than watching fools be duped by other fools that are making money off these fools, and they're not making nothing.
Yeah. The jealousy factor is still there too. Jealousy make people watch people with money and jewelry and stuff. You know.
Yeah,
That
well, everybody
envy-
wants to live a comfortable lifestyle, and of course, these people they draw attention from the masses because they have
Stuff.
celebrity status, wealth, stuff.
Yeah.
So it is interesting and fascinating to most people. It's like, well, how do I get to that point?
Yeah. I
But-
actually have people ask me, you don't, I said, no, I don't watch the Academy Awards. You don't watch the, for what?
I used to. When I was a kid, it was to me a gala affair. The whole
Yeah.
family sat around the house, around the TV,
Yeah.
and watched it. And the people that were there were dressed to the nines,
Yeah.
tuxedos, very elegant.
Beautiful
Now
women,
they showing
yeah.
up in blue jeans, wild hair.
Yeah, half
you know,
naked.
half naked,
Yeah.
doing obscene gestures.
Yeah.
It's garbage now. It has lowered. The standard has been lowered when it comes to that show. And
I'm watching reality shows.
yeah, back to that.
Yeah.
But I hope that at some point in time, something happens to our younger folks, or actually we're responsible for them.
Yeah,
we
we
are
are.
responsible for letting them know that this is garbage. Stay away from it. And not enough of us doing our jobs. So I totally blame us because I cut the kids some slack because they don't know any better. But
And they listen to the reality shows.
right, if I had a small child, they would not be sitting there watching, these stupid shows. They definitely wouldn't be watching, those kind of shows. They just wouldn't. There's still some educational shows. Channel 11 is still true to its form. Very informative, very educational shows. Not ridiculous, not exploiting anybody, not trying to make a fool out of anybody. They're trying to educate. I grew up on Sesame Street, The Lecture Company, Zoom, all those shows.
I got to tell the tail ending of the beginning. I was about 18 and 19 years old when I started watching, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was in school. I would come on and turn on Sesame Street.
Right.
You know.
But now our kids are stuck with, whose baby daddy is this?
Yeah,
which
whose
is
baby daddy-
nonsense.
Yeah.
It's like, keep your kids away from TV and that kind of TV programming, because if you don't, they're not going to grow up to develop their mind.
No.
And on that note, we kind of over our time. I see our production assistants kind of giving me it's time to give it up now, cut it off. So we're going to do that. And as always, I thank you for coming to my channel. I'm your host, Morris Mann, and my co-host.
Joseph Spencer.
And as always, keep thinking.